Hi, I'm Angus Clark. Welcome to my home studio. I'm here today checking out a Charvel Pro Mod DK24. I needed a 24 fret guitar in order to do some prep work for a gig. And none of my guitars are 24 frets, and every time I wind up playing one, it's very disconcerting having the fingerboard be just that much longer. So I figured it was a good time I got one. I knew that Charvel had put out these recently, and I've always been a fan of the dinky body shape, which this has. And the appointments on this guitar are really cool, and let's just talk about a few of them. It's a maple neck with a 12 to 16 radius, and it's got medium jumbo frets. And like old Charvels, which my first good guitar in the early 80s was a Charvel, the fingerboards are really thick. So this is, it's a maple neck, but the fingerboard is, you can't really see it because it's maple, but it's really thick. It's like a 1/4 inch slab of maple on top. And it just reminded me of that first guitar I had, and I thought that was really cool. Of course, they're back to using the Fender style headstock, which was what I had on mine. I always really liked that, and the small logo. Those things are dear to my heart. This has the dinky body shape, which is more often seen on Jacksons, and it's appropriate for the gig that I'm prepping for, so I like that. This is alder with a maple top, which is not a combo you see all the time, and it's a trans purple finish, which is really cool. And I just ordered it from Charvel through my artist deal there, and so it came from the factory. I don't think they did anything special to it, and it was in tune when it arrived. You can even see the strings are super tidy on the wrap and everything. These are thinner strings than I normally use, but I played the whole demo with it just the way it was set up. I didn't do anything to it. I haven't put my heavier strings on it. I haven't done any adjustments to the claw. I have it open because that's my thing, but this is just the way it came. All the demo you heard was just the way it came. So there's a couple things about these guitars I was kind of aware of, but I was just really glad to get them to try out. And one is this humbucker setup, which in this case it's a Seymour Duncan full shred, which is a lot like a JB Alnico 5, just even more treble than a JB, I think, and then a jazz neck. So, you know, because of the 24 frets, this is a little out of position from where I'm used to having a neck pickup, but it works really well on this guitar because of the way they've configured the pickup selector, which, if you're not familiar with it, it's 5-way, and this of course would be the bridge. Then you move it back one, and now it's just this inner coil tapped, single coil sound. Then in the middle you get both of these inner coils for the quacky out of phase strat sound. And then here you get the this inner coil from the neck pickup, and there you get the humbucker from the neck pickup. And I found it worked really well, and you heard in the demo I kind of went through all the positions on the rhythm sound and played appropriate parts through appropriate sounds in order to give you some idea how effective it all is, because it's really hard to get everything that you want exactly the way you want it out of one guitar, but this guitar is trying really hard and succeeding in a lot of ways, and I like that. Of all the other appointments, the tone knob does click into a no load setting at the very top, which I always like, particularly for the humbucker. And if you're going full out, the humbucker in the bridge position is great to have the no load tone. That's really when you want it. And the coolest design element on this guitar, which I had no idea about because I haven't bought a new guitar in so long, is the output jack. The way this is done, the jack plate here is the same jack plate from a Strat. It's just affixed to this bevel on the back of the guitar, and it actually goes in kind of upside down from how you're used to seeing it. But if you wrap it, through the strap like this, etc., it's a really great choice. Or if you're using a wireless, it's a great choice. So I'm super psyched about that. The Floyd is obviously not the Floyd Rose original or 1000 Pro series. It's something, one of the import models, and it doesn't have quite the same feel and solid feel that I'm used to on my older guitars that have original Floyds. So if I fall in love with everything else about the guitar, there may be some upgrading going on in those parts. But for the street price, the quality of this instrument, the feel of it, the frets feel great, the rounded edges, plays great. I'd say this is a wonderful guitar to get. So let me just do a couple examples from what you heard on the demo. This is all done through my Axe Effects, and the first sound was a clean sound, which I'm using a Bassman model, and I did the quacky, the middle position here, and that's just this. Great for that stuff. It'd be the same sound for kind of that Dire Straits thing. Really does the job in a pinch, was my feeling. The next sound I had up was kind of going to the neck single coil with kind of a drive pedal in front of the clean amp. Just kind of trying to get some Stevie Ray Vaughan or Hendrix thing happening. And it does a pretty nice job. I think the output gets a lot lower on just the single coil, so you need to dress it up a little bit more with the pedals, get something to boost the output into the front end in order to really get yourself into the zone. In the demo, I used the humbucker position on the neck along with a little chorus for this arpeggiated part. And it gives you that nice kind of a good 80s sound. I used the single coil setting on the bridge pickup for the kind of country-ish part. I felt that was the most similar to kind of a telly sound. And then for the last part, I just used my gain patch, which is an HBE model, and I just went for the humbucker full out, and you can kind of hear that. For the lead section at the end, I'm using that same HBE. I just put that micro boost drive pedal, it's the same one I was using on the clean sound, in front of the amp to get a little more gain out of it. So there's a nice brightness to the guitar with the maple top and the full shred. I think you're able to get a really convincing attack, and you can get that aggression because, I mean, you know, this is Charvel, is synonymous with that kind of 80s lead machine, and you're going to count on this guitar to do that. I was just impressed that I could do so much more with it, and that the look has that sleekness to it, but it has some traditional qualities to it as well that suit me better. And that was kind of what I was going for in getting it. So there you go. That's the Charvel Pro Mod DK24. The model names are just kind of a bunch of letters, but all that they indicate are that this is the Floyd Rose model in trans purple with the maple fingerboard. And it's a great guitar. Definitely check it out. Thanks to the guys at Charvel for getting to me so quickly and in such good shape. And we'll see you here next time. If you liked this demonstration or anything about it whatsoever, please click subscribe, and we'll see you here back on my channel.